Let us start with 67 chains, with the last chain as our turn chain. For this project, we will be doing a lemon peel stitch or a griddle stitch. So on the next chain, once you're done chaining 67 chains, do a single crochet, then on the next one, do a double crochet. And you guessed it, single crochet again on the next one, and then double. Basically, you're going to repeat the same pattern until the end of the row, and I will meet you there. When you are done with the first row, it is time to bring the new yarn in so we can attach it. I use a finer yarn for this project, so it is light and airy, and I can possibly wear it on summer. Totally depends on how warm it is. A girl can dream. So now what we are going to do is attach our yarn, grab some yarn or pull some yarn, and it should look like this. Now pull the red yarn a little bit to tighten it and then turn your work. I normally tie the loose yarn to secure it before incorporating it into the project, but I didn't on this one and it worked totally fine. So I will leave that decision to you guys. Just make sure to hold the tail of your new yarn so we don't forget about it, and we will be including it into the project. So now it's time to continue the lemon peel stitch. If you look at the first chain of the bottom row, it is a double crochet. That means we are doing single crochet on top of it. And you guessed it right, we are alternating the stitches. Make sure you are not stacking the same type of stitches. So that means do single crochet first on top of the double crochet, then the next one should be double crochet, so on and so forth. It is pretty straightforward. Just double check and make sure every now and then that the stitches are correct and it's not the same as the bottom row. Now if you don't want another color on your project, simply repeat the entire pattern until you reach row 33, and that's where we're all gonna meet, because I will show you how to do the decrease for the armpit area. For crocheters who haven't done two different yarns in a project and is confused how to switch, please look at the video and just copy how I did it. I really don't know how to better explain it than the visual. Anyways, from row 3 to 33, do the same pattern and I will meet you once done. Row 34 means decrease time. When you turn your work after row 33, do not chain 1. Now I simply skip the first chain, which means we will stack whatever stitch the second chain needs. In this instance, it is double crochet. After doing that, continue the lemon peel stitch pattern, which means the next one should be a single crochet, and so on and so forth. I will meet you at the end of the row for the other side decrease. Remember, you will be decreasing in both sides, the left and right, so you will remove 2 chains in every row, and you will have to keep doing this until row 44, which will leave you with 44 chains from the original 66 chains. For this other side, simply skip the last chain and then turn your work. Continue the same pattern. Skip the first chain and do whatever stitch the next chain needs, and just keep repeating this until you reach row 44. I added another way of doing this decrease, and I was gonna attach it on this back panel tutorial part. However, after seeing my video being almost an hour long, I decided I'm going to attach it on the front panel part, so you can go ahead and look at it if you want to. It's like a 5-minute video, so it's totally up to you. After row 44, from row 45 to row 60, continue doing the lemon peel stitch without any decrease. And that's your back panel done. Front panel. Let us start with 31 chains with the last chain as our turn chain. Why 31, you ask? Well, for the back panel, we did 67 chains with the last chain as the turn chain as usual. So if we divide 66 chains by 2, that would be 33 chains. But we wanted a space or gap in the middle or chest area for the front tie, hence 31 chains, or technically 30. Once you're done, we will repeat the lemon peel stitch pattern. Skip the first chain or the turn chain and then do single crochet on the next chain or V. Then double crochet on the next, and then simply repeat single crochet and then double crochet, single, double. This stitch is one of my favorites because it's super easy, but it could also get a little tricky if you forgot the stitch that you just did a while ago or the bottom part. So you gotta have to pay attention to the detail as well. It's easy, but it has its own catch, just like anything else in the world. So yes, repeat until you reach the end of the row, and I will meet you there. For row 2, it is time to attach our other yarn. Pull some yarn on the loop, then turn your work. Do not forget to include the tail of the new yarn and the first row yarn, or the red one in my case. We have to sew that into the project or include it in the project, otherwise our project will not be as clean. And I just hate sewing in the loose tail at the end. Anyways, continue the lemon peel stitch pattern. The stitch below should be a double crochet, which means you will start with a single crochet. Remember that when you are stacking stitches for a lemon peel stitch, it should be a different stitch for each row. Then, once done with a single crochet, double crochet on the next chain or V, and then repeat. I will not yap anymore. I think you guys have gotten the idea already. I will meet you at row 33 for the decrease. So until then, happy crocheting! Once you are at row 33, it is time to start the decrease. As you can see, we will be decreasing from both sides. Disclaimer, it is my first time doing a vest, so in no way, shape, or form am I going to say that this pattern is 100% accurate. I freehanded this pattern and I'm also learning as I go. With that said, I love how this vest turned out. And it could be better, but I love the reward of my hard work. Anyways, let's go ahead and do the decrease. For this side, we will simply skip the first chain and do whatever stitch we have to do on the next chain or V. For this project, we will do double crochet on the second chain since the lower row chain is a single crochet. And then we will continue as normal. This is pretty self-explanatory since we've been doing lemon peel stitch for a bit now. Also, I altered the pattern a bit after seeing the finished product, so instead of simply skipping a chain on the other side or the end of this row, I have a suggestion and I will show you guys once you're done, so I will meet you at the end of the row. To better understand why I am giving an option for decrease, here's how it looks after. So my qualm about it is that one side looks smoother and the other side is giving Tetris vibes. To be honest, after I did some trimming, it wasn't too bad at all. I still stick with it. So guys, if you wanted to give it a try, you can simply skip the last chain and continue decreasing that way until you reach the 44th row, which means you will have 8 chains left. Then I will meet you so we can work on the strap. Now if you want another way of doing it, here's my suggestion. Right, so to start the decrease, simply turn your work, do not chain 1, and we are going to simply skip the first chain. So we're going to skip this double crochet right here, and we are just going to do this single crochet chain, and we are going to stack a double. So that is our first chain, that's 1, and continue as usual until you reach the other end. And I will show you what to do next. Basically, you will be alternating to two different ways of decreasing. And if you want to go this route, you have to make sure that you do it for the front and the back panels, so both panels look similar, otherwise it would look weird. If this is too complicated, I would just suggest doing the original pattern. I promise it would turn out fine. On this other end, you see there's two chains. Normally on my original pattern, I would just skip this last chain and get on with it. So if you want it to be a little bit more cohesive and not jagged, so this is a double crochet. That means we are going to do a single, right? So you just insert your hook, grab some yarn, but you're not gonna close it yet. You just insert your hook on the last chain as well and grab some yarn until you have 3 loops on the hook, and then close it. Yeah? Now you are going to turn your work again. Put the yarn on the back. Now this is our decrease chain, right? And remember when I said that you will be alternating from doing 2 together decrease to the normal decrease that I have been doing, or the basic one, I'll call it basic. So for this one, after you've done the 2 together, what you're going to do is just revert to the old ways. So you skip this and then you simply do single crochet on the next, and then continue until you reach the other end of the row. So that is basically it. You just keep alternating from those 2 ways, and then the lines will not be jagged. If it also helps you, especially for beginners, you can put a marker on your very first decrease so you remember where it is. I don't know, it might be useful at some point if you forgot where you started. Also, don't forget to count. Make sure you have the right numbers, the right amount of chains left. Alright everybody, we are at the end of the row. So this is a single crochet, which means we have to stack a double crochet, and we will be doing double crochet together using these 2 chains that we have left. So wrap some yarn around your hook, insert on the chain or V, grab some yarn. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to pull through in the next 2 loops. You'll have 2 loops left on your hook, and then you are just going to simply insert on that last chain, grab some yarn. You have 3 loops on your hook, and you are going to close it. So now you have a double crochet using those 2 chains. I don't exactly know how to call it. Again, once you're done with that, turn your work, and now we are just gonna simply skip that chain that we just used for decrease, and we are going to move on to the next one, which is a single, and we're gonna do a double crochet and continue. So yes, that's my suggestion. If you don't want the crooked jagged line, I actually hated that at the beginning, and then I started trying this. I don't mind as much, But again, I want to give that suggestion to you guys so you have an option and you can choose. All right, so this is my tester and this is what it's going to look like if you want to do this altered pattern that I suggested. Again, the other one works perfectly fine for me. This is totally up to you if you want to play around. This might be confusing even more for beginners, so it should just follow my other pattern. But if you want to be adventurous and you want to try this one, then you can give it a try. Again, I am not a complete professional. I just freehanded some of these, so I'm just giving more options for everybody. But it does look more cohesive on the side. You can see it's not jagged. So that's basically how you do it. If you did decrease with my original pattern, hi, hello, seriously, time to switch yarn. So chain one, then turn your work. I'm just showing more visuals for beginners or people that are also needing guidance as to how to continue. So remember, we are skipping 2 chains in each row, 1 from each side, or to put it simply, the first and last chains. Just make sure to double check that you are stacking the right chains. So yeah, keep repeating this until you reach row 44 and I will meet you so we can continue. For the strap, continue doing lemon peel stitch without decrease until you reach your desired height. Now the back panel and front panel has to match, of course. So if you did the back panel for 60 rows like my pattern, or you did exactly my pattern, then you have to stitch until the 60th row. Once you are done, do not forget that you have another panel to make. So until then, I will meet you when you're ready to connect the panels and to make the ties and to do the trimmings. We are almost done with the project, so let us get to connecting the panels. I always start connecting or sewing on the shoulders area, so grab your yarn and let us begin. First, insert your hook, then pull some yarn, then tie it. It is an added security, but it is up to you. You can choose not to tie or tie it more than once. After tying it, chain 1. Then I will go back on that first chain and we will be doing single crochet. Basically, you'll be single crocheting until the end of the row or the end of the front panel. For beginners, please make sure you are stitching from both sides, which means the front and the back panels, and that the panels are aligned. Do not forget to sew in the loose yarn or include it in your project so that you don't have to do it later. So yeah, continue doing this until you reach the end of the row, and then I will meet you once you are completely done. That means you have to do the other side as well. And then we have to move on to the rib area or the sides, and I will show you what to do. After the row, chain 1, then cut the yarn and move on to the other side. I've already done one side as an example of what to do next, which means we are sewing or stitching the sides, or I call it the rib area. The stitching process is exactly the same, so grab your yarn, insert your hook in the first chains of front and back panels, pull yarn, then tie. And you know it, chain 1, then single crochet all the way to the armpit area. When stitching the panels together, try to count how many stitches you have done so that you know that both sides are the same. This is rich coming from me because I did not count, so I cannot tell you how many single crochets I have done. I just eyeballed it. I just made sure that I am doing one single crochet per row. I know I'm a bad example. Anyways, once you are done, meet me. I will show you how to do the border for the armpit. Alright everybody, it is time to start the armpit ribbing. Granted that you've already done the first row of single crochets. Now as for my project that I finished, that I unraveled because I forgot to film this part. I forgot to film quite a few bits, but here I am totally trying to deliver a tutorial. Anyway, so I already attached my yarn, and what we are going to do, yours should already be attached. Mine, I had to attach it because I decided last minute I wanted a ribbing. So we are going to do 2 chains, or we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and once you're done with that, I hope you can see it properly. I'm sorry I don't have a white background. There's a chain 2. We are going to do a half double crochet slip stitch. Let me zoom in a little bit. Half double crochet slip stitch, but we will be skipping the next chain and we will do it on the next one. Again, skip this chain and move on to the next one. So grab some yarn, or loop a yarn around your hook, insert on that second chain. Make sure to include these loose yarn as well so you don't have to sew it in. Insert the hook, and then grab. You will have 3 loops in the hook. Now you are just going to simply grab the last one and pull it all the way through the next 2 loops. So that's how you do a half double crochet slip stitch. After that, chain 1 and the same exact pattern, skip the next chain and half double crochet slip stitch on this next one. So again, skip and then loop a yarn, insert, grab, and then half double, I'm out of focus, and then half double crochet slip stitch, and then repeat. So chain 1, skip, and then half double crochet slip stitch on the next one. So yeah, just continue doing this and I will meet you once you reach the other end, because if you don't know how to tie them together, I can show you how to lock it in. Okay. Alright everybody, so if you're already done with the last half double crochet slip stitch, do chain 1, and what we are going to do is we have to connect this two so that your armpit is not open. So remember we did chain 2 on the very beginning, so we are going to find the first one, insert our hook on that first one, and then grab the yarn and then grab it as well on that chain 1 that we just, the last chain 1 that we did, and then pull all the way through to lock it. And there you go. So that is your armpit area, and this is what it's going to look like in the front. So you're just going to have to sew this in with the rest of your project. I will do that later once I'm done with the tutorial. Grab your loose yarn and let us begin. We will be doing 2 rows of ribbing. I started on the left panel. Now find the very first chain, attach the yarn, tie it to secure it, and once done, chain 1 and do single crochet on that same stitch. Then continue doing single crochet in every chains or V's until you reach the bottom of the right panel or the other side. So to summarize, we are simply doing single crochet in every chains or V's for the first row. I will meet you once you are done and I will show you how to do row 2. Once you're done with row 1, chain 2, and we will be doing the half double crochet slip stitch chain 1 pattern. So half double crochet slip stitch on the next chain or V, chain 1, then half double crochet slip stitch again on the next chain or V, chain 1. You will not be skipping for this pattern, unlike the armpit area. For the body part ribbing, you will not be skipping any chains. So basically you just consistently repeat half double crochet slip stitch and chain 1 until you reach the 18th row. Then we will begin our ties and I will meet you there. It's time to make the ties. So on the 19th row, this is how I count it. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. We're on the 19th row. We are going to start doing Now, after 51 chains, I want you to pay attention to the video. I know it's not focusing, but I hope you will get the idea. So you have to turn your work with the back towards you. The reason that I am working on the back is because I found that it looks better and it is more sturdy. Now, once you have turned that towards you, or the back towards you rather, we will be doing the half double crochet slip stitch in each chains or V. No chain one, just half double crochet slip stitch in each chain or V until you reach the bottom, and I will show you what to do next. Now that you're done with the tie, you are basically going to do the same exact pattern, half double crochet slip stitch in every chains or V's, chain one, and then half double crochet slip stitch, chain one, repeat. You're going to continue that until the next tie. Alright everybody, so once you're done with the first tie, you are going to continue doing another tie. So you have 2 ties on each side. On the 31st row, I call it a dip, not dip, a dip, because you will see that there's a little slope right here where your bust should begin. You are going to start your tie again, 51 chains, and then continue as it is, and then do it on the other side. Now I have to be very honest, since I did not really count how many chains I did on each side, I eyeballed this, or I just made sure that when I laid it flat like this, everything is aligned. So I would highly suggest to do that as well. Once you're done with doing the ribbing around and the ties, you can continue the half double crochet slip stitch, chain one all the way around until you reach here, and then cut your yarn. I haven't even sewn that in, and that's it. You will have ribbing all the way around and all throughout your project. Again, I have freehanded this pattern. I did not really completely wrote down everything that I have done, so some of these is based on my recollection as well. So I've given you guys some foundation on how to do it, so I hope it helps. And if the dib is too high for you, you can always just go back and make the decrease a little bit higher or lower the number of straps. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment down below.